welcome to our class today. We're going to do Christian based yoga, and what that is it's like yoga devotion. So we will be doing a regular vinyasa class, but I will integrate scripture into our class. And today our topic is being transformed by troubles. When I think of 2020 was definitely a year of trouble when we just look at the state of the world. And I want to talk about how we can be transformed into God's will, into God's goodness with that, through that trouble. So we're actually going to start in butterfly position. So you can lie down on your back and bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall out wide. And just come to your breath here. So there's no need to change the way that you are breathing. And maybe you rest your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your lower belly. And take this moment to find gratitude for your breath. To thank God for your inhales and your exhales. Knowing that every time your belly rises and falls, every time your heart beats, that's an indication that you are on this side of heaven. And that simply means that you still have a purpose in this world. Slowly begin to deepen your breaths by taking a full inhale from your belly. Feel your belly, feel your chest. And on your exhale, open your mouth inside out. Take a deep inhale from your belly. Feel your belly. Expand your ribs. And on your exhale, open your mouth side out. And through our practice today, I want you to be intentional with your breath. So continuing to take those full inhales and exhales. And on your exhale, you can seal your lips, close your mouth, and exhale fully from your nose. God has a purpose behind every problem. He uses circumstances to develop our character, and he uses problems to draw us closer to himself. So in this moment, I want you to think of a problem that you faced recently. Maybe it was a run-in with a coworker or an issue with a family member. Whatever that problem is, I just want you to think of that right now. On your next inhale, take your hands, bring them to the outside of your knees and close your legs like a book. And then bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. And very gently release your legs to one side of the mat. Come into your fetal position. Romans 5:3-4 says, we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. Every problem is a character building opportunity. And the more difficult it is, the greater the potential for building spiritual muscle and moral fiber. This fetal position represents a new beginning. So as we thought about our trouble, I challenge you to rise up in a new beginning, to see this trouble in a new perspective. So when you're ready, slowly start to rise up and come into a tabletop position. So stack your elbows, your shoulders, wrists, and elbows. And then stack your knees under your hips. We're going to take a few cat and cow. So on your inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. And on your exhale, round your spine, chin to chest for your cat. Think of a Halloween cat. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest for your cow. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest for your cat. And continue on your own breath, taking a few more cats and cows. Maybe you move a little slower, maybe a little faster. And take whatever movement works for you in your body. What is your body calling for? Maybe it's some hip circles. Maybe it's some wrist circles. Whatever it is that your body needs, take that right now. When you're ready, come back to a neutral position. We're going to come to our bird dog. So kick your right leg out and flex your foot. And then lift your left hand. Engage your core here. And we're going to do some crunches. So take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, bring your elbow to your knee for 1. Release back out. 2. Release back out. And 1 more. 3. Release back out. Release your left hand to the mat and bring your right leg out to the side. And then slowly start to walk your hands back so you can rise up. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge over to the right for a nice side body stretch. Remembering to breathe here. On your next inhale, rise back up. On your exhale, release your hands to the mat. Release your knee back to the mat. And maybe take a few more cat and cows here. And setting up for our bird dog on the other side. Kick your left leg out this time and flex your foot. So almost like the sole of your foot is on the wall behind you. And engage your core and lift your right hand. And taking our crunches now, take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale back out. Exhale, elbow to knee. 2. Inhale back out. Last one, elbow to knee. 3. On your inhale, release your right hand and bring your left foot out to the side this time. And on your inhale, walk your hands back. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. And on your exhale, hinge over to the left for a nice side body stretch. Remembering to breathe. On your inhale, rise back up. On your exhale, release your hands to the mat. Release your knee to the mat. Take a few more cat and cows or hip circles here. And setting up for our child's pose, bring your what are these called? Your feet together, your big toes together and your knees out wide. And sit your hips back to your heels. Release your forehead to the mat, coming into your child's pose. And know that if at any moment during our practice you need a break, physically, mentally, spiritually, come back to this moment. You're always welcome to come to child's pose. Your circumstances are temporary, but your character will live forever. Since God intends to make you like Jesus, he will take you through the same experiences Jesus went through. Jesus was lonely. He was tempted. He had moments of depression. I think that's so beautiful that Jesus felt the same things that we feel. But our challenge here is, do we respond to our trials the same way Jesus did? Whenever you're ready, rise up out of your child's pose, coming back to your tabletop position. And curl your toes underneath. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, lift your knees, shift your hips up and back for your first down dog of the practice. And maybe you walk your dog here by bending into one knee, bending into the other. Inhale, look in between your hands and slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat to reach your hands. And come into your ragdoll. So bend your knees a lot here. Bring your lower belly to your thighs. And grab opposite elbows. Release your neck. Maybe you rock from side to side. Release your hands down to the mat, and on your inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Bringing your arms with you to the sky. And on your exhale, hands down to heart center. And taking a breath here, take a deep inhale from your belly, fill all the way up. And on your exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out. Let's do that one more time. Take a deep inhale from your belly, fill all the way up. And on your exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine, crown of your head reaching forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your right foot back, come into a low lunge. And very gently release your right knee to the mat. You can untuck your back toes. And setting up for our lizard pose, heel toe your left foot out to the side, but the heel of your foot is still on your mat. And you have the option to stay here for your lizard, or maybe you very gently press into your left knee. Or maybe if it's available for you, you come down to your forearms or down to a block if you have one available, or some books. Many options here. The only option that you do not have is to not breathe. So come back to your breath. And if you're down on your forearms, come back to your palms. And heel toe your left foot back to center. And engage your core here. And on your inhale, rise up, bringing your hands to the sky for your low crescent. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, release your shoulders down and back. Gaze at your fingertips. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, bring your arms out like goalposts or like cactus arms. That'll give you a nice back bend. Inhale, lift back up to the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Once more, inhale, lift your arms back to the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Beautiful. Inhale, arms back to the sky. Exhale, release your arms or your hands to the mat. Take a deep inhale here. And on your exhale, shift your hips back, straighten your left leg for your half splits. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Gazing at your left toe. And maybe you want to take some movement here. On your inhale, you bend back into your knee. And on your exhale, you straighten your leg. Inhale, bend back into your left knee. Exhale, straighten your leg. Inhale, bend back into your knee. Exhale, straighten your leg. That's our last one. Inhale, bend back into your left knee. Plant your hands, curl your back toe, your back toe, and lift your right knee off the mat. And then step your left foot back to meet your right and take your flow. So you have the option to take your chaturanga from your knees, lower down halfway, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And very gently bring your knees down to the mat, big toes to touch, knees out wide. Come down to your child's pose. Allow your forehead to rest on the mat. So as we think about how Jesus dealt with his trials, we want to align with God. We want to be Christ-like. So first, we have to remember that God's plan is good. It's vital that we stay focused on God's plan and not our pain or our problem. Your focus will determine your feelings. If you look at the world, you'll be in distress. But if you look at Christ, you'll find rest in your pain. God's plan is good, no matter how painful it may be for us. Take a deep inhale, fill all the way up. And on your exhale, sigh it out. And when you're ready, meet me back in your downward facing dog. Look in between your hands, slowly walk your feet to the top of your mat. You come into your rag doll. Maybe you grab opposite elbows. Maybe you shift from the balls of your feet to the soles of your feet this time. Release your neck. Allow your head to hang heavy. Release your hands to the mat and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Lifting your arms to the sky. On your exhale, bringing your hands down to heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And plant your hands and step your left foot back this time. And gently lower your left knee to the mat. Untuck your toes. Setting up for our lizard, heel toe your right foot out so that the heel of your foot is still on your mat, but the sole is outside of your mat. And you have the option to stay here. Maybe you gently press into your right knee for a deeper stretch here. Or if it's available, maybe you come down to your forearms, whether on your mat or on a block. Wherever you are, remembering to come back to your breath. You know that we carry a lot of trauma and feelings in our hips. So if something is coming up for you, allow it to. Don't push it away. Maybe it's something you need to address. Take it to God, lay it at His feet. And if you're on your forearms, come back to your palms and begin to heel toe your right foot back to center. And on your inhale, engage your core, push your belly button to your spine. And slowly rise up to your low crescent, lifting your arms to the sky. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, release your shoulders down and back away from your ears. Gaze up at your fingertips. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, lift back to the sky. Exhale, cactus. Last one. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms back to the sky. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. And begin to straighten your right leg, send your hips back for your half splits. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your right leg. You have the option for some movement here. So on your inhale, maybe you bend into your right knee. And on your exhale, straighten your leg. Inhale, bend into your right knee. Exhale, straighten. Let's do 2 more there. Inhale, bend back into your right knee. Exhale, straighten. 1 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Beautiful. Inhale, bend back into your right knee. Curl your left toes, gently lift your left knee off the mat and step your right foot back, coming into your high plank. And take your flow. Chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And gently release your knees to the mat, big toes to touch, knees out wide. Settle into your child's pose. Come back to the breath that we had at the beginning of our practice. Release your forehead to the mat. So after we intentionally shift our focus to Christ and not our problem, next we want to rejoice and give thanks. God does not expect you to be thankful for suffering, but he does want you to thank him that he will use your problems to fulfill his purpose. No matter what is happening, you can rejoice in God's love, in his care, his power, and his faithfulness. Take a moment here to give God thanks. Despite whatever it is that you're going through, despite your circumstances, we just simply thank you, God. Take a deep inhale from your belly, fill all the way up. And on your exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out. And when you're ready, meet me back in your down dog. On your inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. And on your exhale, bring your knee to your nose, round your back like your cat pose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, step your right leg in between your hands. And when you're ready, rise up for your crescent lunge. Engage your core. You always have the option to bring that left knee gently down on your mat. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, shoulders down and back. And rise up to the sole of that back foot. Engage your thigh. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, lift back up to the sky. Once more, exhale, cactus arms. Beautiful. Inhale, rise your hands back to the sky. Now your next inhale, open up to your warrior two. So maybe you take a look at your feet first and see if you can draw a line from the heel of your front foot to intersect to the middle of your back foot. Gaze over your right fingertips. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, maybe you bend a little deeper into your right leg. Inhale, straighten your right leg and hinge all the way forward. Reach forward first. And on your exhale, release your right hand to the mat. Left hand to the sky, setting up for your triangle pose. Your hand can come to your shin. It can come to a block. Whatever your body calls for. Gazing at your top thumb. On your inhale, release your left hand to the mat. And come back to your crescent. And we're setting up for a pyramid. So straighten your front leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your leg. On your inhale, bend back into your right foot, your right knee. Plant your hands, step your right foot back, and take your flow. Lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. And on your inhale, lift your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, round your back. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, step your left foot in between your hands. And when you're ready, rise up to your crescent lunge. Stacking your shoulders over your hips. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, shoulders back and down away from your ears. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift back up. One more. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift your hands back to the sky. And on your exhale, come into your warrior two. Gazing over your front fingertips. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, maybe you bend a little deeper to your left leg. Inhale, straighten your left leg, reach forward. On your exhale, release your left hand to your shin. Maybe a block in your right hand to the sky or your triangle. And on your inhale, release your right hand back to the mat and come back to your low lunge here. And on your next exhale, straighten your left leg for your pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your left leg. On your next inhale, bend back into your left knee. Plant your hands, step your left foot back, and take your flow. Meet me back in down dog. Very gently release your knees to the mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Knees out wide. Lower down to your child's pose. So first we know we have to focus on Christ and not our problems. Then we rejoice and give thanks. And finally, we refuse to give up. Be patient. Be persistent. Character building is a slow process. So whenever you try to avoid or escape the difficulties in life, we short circuit the process and we can delay our growth. So if we keep our eyes on Christ, He's with us in the valley. He has never left us. He's with us in the highs and the lows. When you're ready, slowly begin to walk your hands back and sweep your legs around. So we're just coming to a seated position. However you get there, there's no fancy way to get there. On your inhale, lift your arms to the sky. And on your exhale, fold over your legs and allow your hands to rest wherever they may. So maybe they're on your shins or your ankles, or maybe you can reach your toes. There's acceptance here. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold and release. When you inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands back, sitting up straight. And bring the soles of your feet to the mat and slowly roll all the way down, setting up for our bridge pose. Walk your feet closer to your hips, so maybe your fingertips can gauge your heels. And on your inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips off the mat for your bridge pose. Maybe you begin to walk your shoulders underneath you, clasping your fingers for a bind. Continue to press into your feet. And on your exhale, slowly lower back down. Bring your knees to your chest, giving yourself another nice big hug. And on your inhale, bring your arms out like a T. And on your exhale, gently lower your knees over to the left, gazing over your right shoulder for a supine twist. And on your inhale, come back through center. And on your exhale, gently release your knees over to the right, gaze over your left shoulder. And on your inhale, come back through center. Give yourself another nice big hug. Squeeze all the way in. Bring your forehead to your knees. And on your exhale, release all the way to the mat, coming down for your final pose, Shavasana. Allow your feet to fall wide, your hands to fall wide. Take up more space than you even think you deserve. Take a deep inhale from your belly. Feel your chest. And on your exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out. And release any control you have over your breath, allowing your inhales and exhales to flow organically. This is your divine moment to focus on the present. Release any worries, any fears, any doubts of the past or the future. And simply remain here in this moment, because it is a glorious moment. If you are facing trouble right now, don't ask, why me? Instead, ask, Lord, what do you want me to learn? Trust God. Remember, there is purpose behind every problem. There's transformation through every trouble. Allow God to transform you. Slowly begin to bring movement back into your body. Wiggling your fingertips, wiggling your toes. And reach your arms overhead, taking a nice full body stretch. Whenever you're ready, rolling over to whatever side is comfortable for you in your fetal position. Know that this position represents a new beginning. So maybe we rise up and saying, Lord, instead of saying, why me? I'll now change my thought process to say, Lord, what do you want me to learn from these trials, from my troubles? When you're ready, rise up to a comfortable seat. And if your eyes are closed, keep them closed. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, collecting all of the great energy we created today. And on your exhale, palms to touch down in between your eyebrows. I pray that your thoughts are pure. To your mouth, I pray that you speak with compassion. To your heart, I pray that you radiate love. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for this day. Thank you for getting us through this week. Lord, I know that while we are on this side of heaven, we will have trials and tribulations. Lord, I thank you for the lessons learned. I thank you that you have walked with us through our previous trials and that we don't forget that. That we remember all of the things that you have walked with us through. Lord, I ask that you continue to keep us, that you give us strength to stay focused on you, and to give us strength to never give up. It's in your name we praise you, and we thank you. Amen. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that. You all have a wonderful day.